Sack Dan Andrews Party spokesman Tosh Jake Finnegan elected to Colac Otway Shy Council. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed not all that surprising, but it raises a lot of questions in regards to the integrity of our electoral process and the types of characters that are able to actually contest in elections. So why am I saying this? Why am I making this bold assertion right here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed Glenn Drury, the very well-known election fixer, who staked claim to the so-called party referred to as the Sack Dan Andrews Party for the purpose of harvesting votes into the Glenn Drury network. That's right. And a lot of those votes, and there were tens of thousands of votes that were poured into this network, went straight back to the Labor Party and also to the socialist left. Now, Tosh Jake Finnegan was actually the spokesperson for the Sack Dan Andrews Restore Democracy fraudulent party. Now, we need to be asking ourselves the question here in Victoria, how is it that these fraudulent parties are able to exist? How come they're not shut down? Surely this deceptive behavior is at odds with our Electoral Act in regards to, you know, not deceiving the voter and things like that. But supposedly it's fine. Supposedly people like Glenn Drury can come in, set up these parties, and you can have Tosh Jake Finnegan head the party up as the spokesperson, just take all these votes from an unassuming Victorian public who thought they were actually voting for a party to get rid of Dan, only to shovel those votes effectively straight back to Dan. Now, I've got a little clip here of Glenn Drury boasting about the setting up of the so-called Sack Dan Andrews Party. Take a look.
So let me tell you about Sack Dan Andrews, and I'm bringing you into confidence here. It's one of mine, and it was conceived when Aiden. I predicted what would happen with Aiden months ago. So you've got to put something in place, you know, to defend yourself, and then attack. And that's what I did. I looked all over their social media. I could have called it the Pro Jet Trails Party. I could have called it the Port Arthur Conspiracy. I could have called it the Wacko Crazy Lunatics Party, but I didn't. Every other post was Sack Dan Andrews, Sack Dan Andrews, Sack Dan Andrews. Ha ha. We're going to form the Sack Dan Andrews Party.
So Glenn Drury, of course, very, very proud of what he was able to achieve there, and I think they make a pretty interesting team. And of course, the footage there, courtesy of the Angry Victorians Party, and Glenn Drury went on to explain further in that clip that Tosh is indeed an ally. And, you know, at the time, we were communicating with parties, of course, in the lead up to the Victorian state election, and Tosh actually declared and said that, no, we're not dealing with Drury, and we're in this to get rid of Dan Andrews. Now, this character Tosh is actually pretty interesting. So, Tosh was implicated in the Daniel Andrews red shirt scandal, investigated, arrested, and then came out as a self-styled whistleblower, only in the end to, I guess, partner up with Glenn Drury in order to participate in what one could only describe as a vote harvesting operation to ultimately help Dan Andrews. So where do you think this is all heading, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, Glenn Drury, he's just taken off into the sunset. He's just rode off on his horse. That's right, I presume back to Sydney, where he resides on his private yacht, probably feeling not too great about the outcome of the election. He was hoping for a bigger payday. His payday was probably cut in half. But when are these people going to be held accountable, ladies and gentlemen? Put your thoughts in the comments, but I hardly see how it's appropriate for somebody who headed up what you can describe as a fraudulent party to then go on and be elected to local council. I mean, if somebody is willing to be involved in such extreme election manipulation, surely somebody like that should be barred from office. But then again, in the state of Victoria, as we like to say, ignorance is strength. Thank you for watching. To make sure you never miss an episode, sign up at mcjreport.com. Catch you on the next one.